Sean Beltran, Dave Urick back from Beet Digger Stadium, approaching kickoff between the Beet Diggers and the Valley Vikings. And the Beet Diggers have deferred, so Valley will receive the opening kickoff. Dave, I was mentioning that with the Beet Diggers averaging 35 points a game on offense, you would think that there's really not too much to worry about, but do you think it's a minor concern or maybe a significant concern when you look at the fact that the bottom line is, despite all the success, this team has turned it over at least once every game, and the quarterback, Eric Garcia, has fumbled once each of the last 3 games. Minor or significant?
Well, I think it's significant because those are things that build on each other, and as long as you keep having those mistakes happen, those things are in the back of your mind as you make certain play calls or as you approach your offense. And so if you have any of those things in the back of your mind that are affecting your play calling or affecting your choices, then it's definitely a big issue as the season continues on. You have to develop that confidence.
No doubt. Valley's coached by Ryan Wehrman, the assistants Hod Soto, Marty Cooper, Gordon Huntington, Scott Leffler, Rob Rumrill, Andy Crosby, and Dave Crosant. The Beet Diggers coached by Randy Dreitz, Ron Albo, Lance Schwint, Dick Creighton, Matt Manier, Ken Garcia, and David Cummings are the assistants. Jesus Cardenas will kick it off. The kickoff brought to you by Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, locally in Fort Morgan and Brush, offering home, health, auto, farm, business, and workers' compensation insurance. Ingmeyer Phillips Insurance, the Beet Diggers in their home maroon, and Valley in their road whites with the black pants, and this one is boomed towards the sideline. It bounces at the 10 and into the end zone by Keith Huntington, the junior, who was the lone man back for Valley. And what else do you expect from JC? The guy's been doing the job all year with the kicking and the extra points.
And Valley only had one guy back, so he's standing there in the middle of the field. And Cardenas, all he had to do was kick it to one side or the other side of him, and there was going to be a lot of ground for him to have to cover, and he just couldn't get over there to get the football.
Joe Dellenbach is the quarterback. They will line up in a shotgun formation. Do a little bit of single wing like Akron does. They'll have 2 receivers split out to the right. The running backs will be Adrian Contreras and Pedro Alvidrez. One set back to the right for the 20, 1st and 10. Dellenbach in a shotgun awaiting the snap, and he's going to hand it off on the left side, and that Beet Digger defense is right there. No gain right at the 20-yard line. And it was Pedro Alvidrez, the junior, 5'11", 170 with a handoff. In fact, he lost a couple of yards back to the 18-yard line. The Beet Diggers going to be solid all night. 2nd down and 12. Kyle Hefner, Connor Weiser among the Beet Diggers on that defensive line. 2nd down and 12 from the 18. Shotgun again, handoff right side to Alvidrez. Swings it to the outside of the 20. Gets by C.J. Kukas, who shirt tails him out of bounds. Pretty nice gain across the 25 to around the 29, near a 1st down for Valley. I believe he's going to be just shy of the 1st down unless they marked him out shy of that 29. They'll backtrack it to the 28, a gain of 10, 3rd and 2.
That was a good play again out of that single wing. They showed a lot of action going left, and then they handed it off to the right. And it's sort of a difficult offense because there's a lot of fakes there in the backfield. But just a nice run there by Alvidrez as he was able to get off the corner.
Austin Acosta, Felix Calderon on the defensive line. Shea Hansen playing on that left side as well. 3rd down and 2. Shotgun for Dellenbach. There's the handoff left side and nothing. Smothered in the backfield. Let's see who that was, because that was not necessarily well disguised, but that time it was Adrian Contreras with a carry. And no gain. Joe Rosenbrock and Austin Acosta in on the tackle. 4th down and 2.
It seemed like it was the same play all 3 times, twice to the left and once to the right, and Digger stuffed him on the left side both times.
Joe Rosenbrock back at his own 45-yard line. And Valley getting one player in late. That play clock still has plenty of time on it. Perfect snap. Jacob Joseph gets it off. It's a wobbly punt. It'll bounce at the 50-yard line, take a Beet Digger roll to the 49 of Valley. And that's where the Beet Diggers will start. A punt of only 21 yards. So the Beet Diggers have outstanding field position with 10:31 to go in the opening quarter. And Brush with their initial possession, no score.
Brush had a little different look. I noticed in pregame, Coach Dreitz has a few wrinkles in the system, and they're on punt return. We had 2 guys back there to receive it. Shea Hansen and Rosenbrock were both back there, and usually we just saw one guy.
On the offensive line for the Beet Diggers, Kyle Hefner, Ethan Brose, Daniel Soto, Austin Acosta, and Gaston Fernandez. Starting lineup brought to you by Tio Charlie's for a great used car truck today. 1st and 10 from the 49 of Valley. Kukas in motion to the left. There's the handoff left side to Seawald. He's got a big hole across the 45 to the 40. He's got the left sideline inside the 25. One man to beat. He runs over a Viking and then nearly took a late hit at around the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 37 for Seawald and a beat digger first down.
You know, Brush just ran out of a 400 formation. They ran that 27 crossover on the left side where they faked it to Rosenbrock and then gave it to the fullback off tackle. And you could bet that was going to happen with all the success Rosenbrock's had the last couple of weeks. Guaranteed Valley's worried about him. They forgot about our fullback, and Skylar Seawald exploited it.
That was the same play they scored against University on the second play a couple of weeks ago. 1st and 10 for the Bead Diggers. Lining up on that left hash mark. The ball's just shy of the 11. And rolling right is Garcia looking to throw towards the end zone. A diving reception, no. Shea Hansen had it go off his hands, incomplete, about 2 yards deep into the end zone. He was open, but the throw was a little bit wide of the target.
Yeah, Brush gave a little different look. We had trips out to the left side, and Garcia just dropped back and rolled right. It was sort of a naked bootleg to the right as he was going to throw the ball over there. And he knew he was throwing it on the run. He didn't have a chance to set his feet up, and it was just low and wide.
It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 11. If you don't see what you want on the lot, they will find it for you at Tio Charlie's, 700 West Platte in Fort Morgan. Now 2 in the backfield, Rosenbrock and Weiser. Kukas in motion to the right. And there's the give to Weiser running right to the 10-yard line, and he bangs into some Vikings to around the 5. He picks up 6 yards in a play. Zach Dawkins, the 6', 180-pound senior defensive back, made the tackle, but it's a gain of 6, 3rd and 4.
Now, that's a perfect example of how this offense works so well together. When Seawald ran the ball, it was more of a 20 series to the left side. This time, fullback got the ball in basically the same area on the right side, but they used Rosenbrock to block the defensive end out, and it was a 46. So Weiser had a lot of running room.
And now Seawald and Rosenbrock in the backfield. Receiver split left and right. 3rd down and 4 for the 5. Hansen in motion to the left. And there is the pitch left to Rosenbrock. Plenty of running room, but he's going to be hit, and he dives for the end zone. And is he in? I believe he is. It's a touchdown for Joe Rosenbrock. From 5 yards away, he dove just inside the pylon, and the Bead Diggers lead 6-0, 2 minutes and 47 seconds into the game.
You know, we haven't seen that quick pitch a whole lot this year. Quick pitch to the left, and Rosenbrock, he had to run over a kid before he had to dive into the end zone, and he showed so much strength and speed there to make that touchdown as he basically dove over the pylon on the left side.
The extra point to be attempted by Jesus Cardenas off the hold of Eric Garcia. We should see plenty of touchdowns from the Bead Diggers tonight. It's down. That kick is up. He booms that baby. It's perfect. 9:13 to go. Opening quarter. Brush 7, Valley nothing on 1010 KSIR and KSIR.com.